Hi everybody, I'm Master Kemmer.
And I'm Master Mills, and this is Beyond the Map.
Please take your time and like, share, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And while you're on YouTube, hit that little alarm bell that will send you notifications when we release a new video.
All right, so we're starting off a new series of videos. We're going to do Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We're doing 2 a week, and this week we're going to hit...
Well, the first we're going to do is proactive versus reactive, and the second one is begin with the end in mind.
All right, so let's get started.
All right, so Covey's first habit is proactive versus reactive. A proactive person is someone who takes responsibility for their own actions.
Right, they're the fire starter. They're the one who's going to take the initiative, make things going, make things happen, and move ahead rather than waiting for someone else, which would be the reactive.
The reactive, right. So a reactive person is someone who's the opposite of that. They blame other people.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, so a lot of times when faced with a problem, the proactive person is going to be like, here's the problem, here's how we solve it, move forward. While reactive person is going to be like, here's the problem, this is why I can't do anything. And it's your fault, so you have to fix it, rather than moving forward like the proactive person.
Exactly, right? So, I mean, obviously this can be an issue in life, in work, in raising kids, in whatever you're doing. If you're always blaming other people, and it doesn't even have to be other people. It can also be your situation.
Definitely.
Right? It's not just people. It's, oh, my dog, right? It's I had to deal with my dog in the morning, and so then there's always, we all know the people who always have an excuse for something.
Yeah.
Usually the person who always has an excuse for something is a reactive person.
Yes.
Okay? But we also know the other type of person who doesn't make excuses, takes responsibility, gets things done, and you're thinking like, how does that person have time to get all the stuff that they get done?
Yeah.
Right?
Right. And I think it's a lot of it comes in the way the vocabulary is very important. The way people talk, the way the words that we use to ourselves, our self-talk, stuff like that. And so a reactive person, when asked to do something or given a challenge, all right, I'll try. That gives it so they can react to problems that come their way, and they can bail. They can use it as an excuse to not get it done.
They've got an out.
Right, they have an out, right? They set that up just from the moment they use those words. But a proactive person is going to say, all right, I'll do it. That means I'm setting my mind, I'm going to do this. There might be a problem that comes along, but they're going to work their way around it and get it done.
Absolutely, right? Another example of a proactive or a reactive person might be like, I have to, right? I have to go do this. I have to go do that.
I have to go to work.
Do that. I have to go to work. I have to go work out. So that kind of language is another kind of reactive person where it sounds more like a burden, right? Everything's a burden rather than I get to do this, or I want to do this, or I choose to do this.
Definitely.
So that's another way you can figure out if somebody's a proactive, a reactive person, or even if for yourself, am I using those kind of words? Am I using, oh, I'll try to do it, I have to do it, or I can't do it, right? In karate, we don't even let the kids say I can't.
Right.
Right?
That's a 4-letter word that I don't like.
Exactly, right? Because that's the mindset of a reactive person.
Right? And I can't. And because when you say I can't do that, that immediately sets up that barricade. Right? That immediately starts creating hurdles that may have not been there before, but instead having like, okay, this might be hard, but there's got to be a way to get it done.
Yes.
Right? And so we see that a lot of the times with our students where they feel like they can't do these push-ups. And my favorite one getting that through is I started counting off push-ups that you normally always do 10.
Right.
And if I don't key up on 10, that means they say 10, and then I go 11
right,
or 20, then 30, and then by the time we're done, we're doing like 40 or 50 push-ups.
Right.
And these kids are just like, oh my gosh. And if I had asked them before that, their mindset would have been, I can't do that. And I'm like, I don't even give you the choice because I know you can dig in there and pull it out. So yeah. All right.
Right. Absolutely. And I think a good question to ask ourselves and you guys, you can ask yourself this question. What are some ways that I can be more proactive and less reactive? For me personally, it's my time. Okay. Right. I think a lot of people would agree with this one, but for me, that's my biggest one. Is a lot of times I might say I don't have enough time. Okay. Right. I really do have enough time. I'm just maybe not using my time wisely enough, or I'm not making time for things. For example, I could wake up earlier, or I could go to bed earlier to wake up earlier. I could stay up later to get more stuff done. but I choose not to do that. And so then therefore, if somebody asked me to do something, I might be like, oh, I didn't have time to do this thing that you asked me to do. Right. And that's be a reactive mindset rather than a proactive, like, okay, how can I get all of this stuff that I need to get done, right? And then I can plan my time accordingly.
All right, so the second habit is beginning with the end in mind. Now, a lot of times when we start something, we get so overwhelmed by those first steps. And so I find it's easier to imagine what we want our end goal to be, whether it's that I want to visualize that black belt, or I want to visualize being tired and sore after exercising and getting in a better shape.
Mm-hmm.
And
or
so
even looking at what your body might look like.
Right, yeah, exactly. And so when we do that, when we have that end goal, we can then kind of retrace those steps to where we are, and that's going to help us create a straight line rather than being, okay, I want to do this, and I'm going to flounder around. So we have that clear path of where we're going.
Absolutely, right. So this can be good for small projects, but it's also good for just how you live your life in general, or even big projects. So, for example, just if you're cooking something, right? We do this all the time without realizing it. You follow the recipe, and you're thinking, okay, I want my food to be like this, so let me follow this recipe so I'll get that.
Right.
If I'm going to build a house, I'm going to start by building a blueprint, and then I'm going to make the house look like what I made in my blueprint, right? Even though I can't make houses, but my dad can, right? So,
sure you can. You gotta have a proactive.
I said I can't.
Yeah, you have to have a proactive
I
mindset.
can totally do it. What do I need to do to build a house? Well, I don't want to build a house. All right, and then, or like building a puzzle. Something small as building a puzzle. You look at the box before you make the puzzle, right?
Yeah, and I think there's something that goes into a lot of us. In martial arts, we focus a lot on character development, and we think about our goals and our priorities, and our values. Because a lot of us, we can look at ourselves in the mirror, and we're not happy with something about us.
Right.
Right. There's a lot of shortcomings that I have, and so I like to visualize and think of what is the type of person that I want to be. And if I expect to change overnight, that's not going to happen because I have 30 plus years of habits and experiences. But I can think, okay, this is what I want to be. What can I do today to bring me one step closer to that? And what small steps can I take that's going to get me through there? And when you wake up each day and kind of think of that in your mind, it makes making that a reality much easier.
Absolutely, right. So that's our 2 habits today.
Yep.
Okay, we covered proactive versus reactive, beginning with the end in mind. Next week, we're going to cover 3 and 4, so make sure you tune in next week to watch that so you can find out what Covey's 3rd and 4th habit are.
All right, and comment down below and let us know what your end is in mind. What goals are you guys working towards and that you want to visualize.
Absolutely. Cool. Perfect. Sounds good. See you next week.